Good day, students. Welcome to another class for the module DPR3704. This class is going to deal with the content around the examination portfolio, which is due this month in October, and the examination period has started at this point. So be aware that we are busy finalizing marking on assignment 2. You will have your mark before the final date of submission. Assignment 1, all assignment 1 assignments have been marked. Every student got feedback, although there are certain issues that we are going to deal with, especially around assignment 1, because if you err with assignment 1, it's highly impossible that you will pass the examination. Remember, this module, in fact, is composed in a manner whereby the year mark weighs more than the examination mark. It's 60 for the year mark, it's 40 for the examination or the assessment 3. So keep that in mind, that formative assessments, which is assignment 1 and assignment 2, are quite critical in comparison to the summative assessment, which is the examination portfolio. So keep in mind how crucial, how important is or are assignment marks in this particular module. Very much important. I have been responding to students regarding the issue of assignment 1 remark. Remember, in most cases, if you didn't do very well, you got a comment from myself and other markers that you should consider fixing your block and resubmitting for a remark of assignment 1. This is an initiative from ourselves as your lecturers, and we are hoping that students will follow the proper guidelines with regard to how to submit for a remark. Now, what you have on the screen is my email. So you only submit to Dr. Silikani, no other lecturer, but you only submit to myself. You don't submit to Ms. Mulukume. You only submit to Dr. Silikani. The email address is there. It's in my UNISA. I don't think you can make a mistake regarding how you type it. And then in the subject line, strictly in the subject line, you should just put remark. Just write remark. Only assignment 1 is remarked. Assignment 2 will not be remarked. There aren't issues with assignment 2. Remember, with assignment 2, you can submit all the responses on the blog or in written form, meaning we are not particularly looking for answers only on the blog. You give us the link for YouTube in assignment 2. You also give us the link to Facebook for the 2 questions that are asked in assignment 2. So for assignment 2, it's an easy assignment. It's more or less just an understanding, and it gets feedback regarding the challenges that you faced for 10 marks. So assignment 2 is not up for a remark, and in fact, there is no time to remark assignment 2, especially during the examination period, because the exams have started. I can only be able to work back only with assignment 1. So assignment 1 is a special concession, and the onus is on you to follow up on the updated mark. Lecturers will not be held liable if your mark was not updated. From what I can say is that in most cases, if your mark is not updated, it's because the blog link is still not working. This is important. There is no remedy if your mark is not updated, and then what happens is that the exam results get released, and then you realize that you have failed, and you have not made the lecturers aware that your mark is not updated. In most cases, when I do a remark, I will reply to the email that you sent that the blog link is still not working. You only get one opportunity. I will not do do a remark for you 4 times. Meaning, make sure when you submit this email that everything works. If it doesn't work, I will just comment and say the blog link does not work, still does not work, and then it's a 0. Do not come back to me for a third opportunity. That will be a third opportunity. Make sure at the stage that before you submit for the remark that everything works. Your blog must always be public. Your blog must not require a password or a username in order for me to log into it. A website such as UNISA, the UNISA website does not require a password or a username in order for you to see information about UNISA. That's how your blog should be. It should be a public platform. It should be accessible to anyone around the world. You send it to your sister across the country, they should be able to access it by just following the blog link and not be asked for for passwords and all that. So your blog must be public. It must operate as a website, the common websites that you find. Again, we will not be liable for remarks that are submitted via private emails that fall into junk mail. Remember, if you look into your announcement, I put up that announcement very early in July regarding the use of private emails. You are not supposed to use your private email. In this particular case, it's also for the university to be able to authenticate your identity. So if you're signing via Gmail, I'm obliged to not respond. Again, if you're sending via Gmail, then you need to state clearly what are the issues that you've been confronted with or challenges that are making it hard for you to be able to use your My Life email. So you need to communicate to me why you are not using your My Life email. Don't just send a private email and not state why you are not using your My Life email. What will happen is that I will ignore that email because that particular announcement was put up very early in July, and it's university policy that you should be using only My Life. That one, it's something that is both of us, myself and you students, that we have to adhere to. We are all of us are governed by rules, and I'm also governed by policies that are put up by my employer. So please keep in mind that private emails are going to be problematic, even with regard to the issue of the resubmission. So make sure that you do the proper thing, the right thing, if you want your mark to be updated, if you want to use this second opportunity. I'm moving over to the examination portfolio, the first class that deals with guidelines on the examination portfolio. So you only submit under the folder assessment 03. You do not submit under supplementary, especially if you are registered for this semester. If you are registered, you are not a supplementary student who's doing a supplementary. Let's do the right thing. Let's pay attention because systems are a bit problematic. You've seen it whereby the system will be down for a number of hours. Let's not create an administrative burden on our side. Please submit under assessment 03 only. Students who submit under supplementary are students who are communicating with me regarding their submission. You are not supposed to submit under under the supplementary folder. You submit only under assessment 3. Only under assessment 3. And do not duplicate your submissions. Do not submit in supplementary and then submit in assessment 3. You only submit once in the assessment 3 folder. Do not duplicate your submissions by submitting in the 2 folders. I am reiterating this point because it's going to create problems for yourself. Please submit only once, and that is under assessment 03. Do not touch the supplementary folder. You are registered for this module. You are not a supplementary student. That should be clear, even looking into specifications around your registrations. You are not a supplementary student. You are submitting under assessment 3. You submitted assessment 1. You submitted assessment 2. You are now, as a summative assessment for finalization, submitting under assessment 3. Please do the right thing. You can submit up to the 25th of October 2023. We were able to get you an extension. We are hoping you can use this to actually empower or improve on your blog. Do the right thing, use the time. Remember, you can submit even today if the blog link is not going to change. You can still upload content even after your submission. So keep in mind, you can submit early to meet the deadline, same as assignment 1. This is the same trick or the same advice we gave you for assignment 1. You can submit the link and still work on the blog after submitting. So submit so that you don't experience problems whereby you say the system has errors, the system has crashed, and so forth and so forth. So this 25th is the last day you can submit. start submitting from today, from the 10th up to the 25th. I will not give an extension beyond the 25th. I cannot, because it's an examination and we need to start marking, because by early December, you'll be expecting your marks. There are systems, there's a calendar we are following. The university closes in December. I would love to actually be finished marking by end of November in order to deal with queries before the official results are released. Give us time so that we can also do good work and give you justice. So please submit very early so that we can start marking. Assessment 2, many students have gotten their feedback. We are finalizing next week. You should be getting your mark before the final date of submission for the examination. So the latest you'll have your results for assignment 2 will be around the 15th, 20th of October. But that assignment is not very much linked to assignment 3. Assessment 3. The assessment that is linked to assessment 3 is assessment 1. Whether you can create a blog, and then with assessment 3, you are uploading more content to the blog. So students will ask and say, I do not have a feedback on assignment 2, assessment 2, I cannot be able to do the examination. No. Assignment 2 or assessment 2, if you look at it, it doesn't involve much work on the blog. Assessment 1 and assessment 3 are the same assignment, meaning what you did in assignment 1, you are adding more content now with assessment 3. So please, I'm actually stating clearly that assessment 2, you can wait for it in order to understand the year mark that you got, but not for feedback reasons that are going to help you improve in your examination portfolio, because they are quite separate. What is asked in assessment 2 is different from assessment 1 and assessment 3. But you will get your results before the final date of submission, which is the 25th of October. But I'm saying there is nothing stopping you from doing the assessment portfolio at this stage, the examination portfolio, which is assessment 3. Do not say I can only start doing it after I got my assessment 2 results. It doesn't make sense. Make sure your blog link works. It's an examination. No one is going to call you to tell you that your blog link is not working. It's a 0. The blog link is not working. It's a 0. There's no discussion. There is no back and forth, no feedback. There's no need for you to even send an email. It's an examination which you would have failed if the blog link does not work. There are no negotiations as with assignment 1. It's an examination. Treat it as an examination, respect it, and do the right thing. You only submit the blog link for the examination. You only submit the blog link for the examination. You can check the assessment in the learning units. It states clearly you only submit the blog link for assessment 3. You continue with your existing blog by adding more content to it. Assessment 1 asked for the vision, the mission, the content details, 4 successful stories, a press release on 2 events. That was the content that was supposed to be on the blog for assessment 1. Now, continuing with us on this continuation with assessment 3, now we are asking you to do a digital press release whereby you are interviewing sponsors and donors of your NPO. You are going to record those interviews and upload them on YouTube. It's 2 marks for each video, which means number 1, it's 2, number 2, it's 2, which comes up to 4. And then secondly, you are going to give us the link. We are going to go into your blog and actually click on the social media handles and be able to go to that page and see the content. Those handles must work so that we can access the content. Once we can access the content, we are going to give you the marks. This is what is important. You can check on the screen. Your Facebook is 15 marks. If there's content, we don't quantify the amount of content that is there. If the content is there, it's 15 marks. If there's content on Twitter, on X, Formally Twitter is 15 marks. If there's content on Instagram, it's 15 marks, giving you 45 marks. This section is the section with a large component of marks for this particular portfolio, and it's the most simplest section you can actually deal with. So let's say, for example, you got 45 marks already, you did the digital press release, already you are sitting at 49 marks out of 100. The schedule of events with details of venue, time, date, description of the event will give you 8 marks. Already you are above that 50, already you have passed the examination portfolio. Now the HIV/AIDS policy must be embedded too on your blog, and this is for 10 marks. The reputation management strategy for 15 marks must be uploaded on your blog. You will get 15 marks. We don't quantify how big it is, but it must make sense. It cannot just be one line. So let's say roughly 1 page, or roughly close to 1 page, or more than 1 page. That's the reputation management strategy for your NPO that you would have compiled, that you would develop with your contact person. And then you also speak to the integrated brand marketing plan for 15 marks. Sorry, apologies, it's not for 15 marks, it's for 6 marks. Just, it's an error. It's 6 marks for the integrated brand marketing plan. In your assessment, it's clear, it's 6 marks. And then the technical presentation is for 10 marks. This speaks to how your blog is presented, how your blog looks. Your blog must be well formulated. It must make sense. It must look like a website. Not to say we are extreme in saying it must be professional. We understand certain shortcomings, but it must be easily accessible. The content that we are looking for, we must easily access it. Meaning, you cannot have your integrated brand marketing plan under contact details. You cannot have your reputation management strategy under press releases. You cannot have your your HIV/AIDS policy under about section. No. Make sure that you do proper work, that you do work that is of good standing, of good standard. Thank you very much. In most cases, if this is done, if you do all of this, as I said, we are not actually quantifying, but what we are concerned about is your skills of creating digital content. Once you create a blog, once it's live, once I can access it for examination purposes, and I find the content that we request being there, you are granted the maximum marks. We are lenient, and what I can say is that most students in the past, even last semester, in the previous years, have been getting distinctions for this particular module, simply because they understand that they must just follow instructions and just upload what is required. There is no trick in this module. There are no surprises. We are asking for an HIV/AIDS policy to be there for the examination. Once it's there, maybe it can be a half a page, it can be a full page, it can be 3 pages, it can be 2 pages. We give you the maximum 10 marks. We just want to see whether you can use digital technology, that you'll be able one day to actually work for an organization and be able to update their website from time to time, or if it's a non-profit organization, whether you can be able to actually help them or even introduce this digital platform, which can actually increase their footprint, even reach their reach to an extent that they can even attract new donors and new sponsors. That is the whole entire purpose of this particular module, of understanding how to work with non-profit organizations and how to create digital content so that they are out there, so that they increase their publicity or their image with external stakeholders, wherever they are looking for funds, whether they are looking for various kinds of donations or support, that their presence is actually improved. That is the purpose of this module, which is DPR3704 Production Digital. Thank you. There should be a follow-up class with regarding the portfolio. Once I get emails from students who are asking frequently asked questions or raising questions that you might also raise, I tend to incorporate that in these particular classes, and then also look out for announcements That's where I update information around submissions, information around deadlines, information around extensions of assessments, and so on. Thank you very much. This is not a difficult module. Good luck. Bye-bye.